Okay, so I'm going to go over page 5. I hope that you tried it on your own. I mean, of course, I will never know if you actually did, but hopefully you did, so that way you can see where you're at as far as we know. So carbon we know is C, chlorine is Cl. We know that carbon is a nonmetal, chlorine is a nonmetal, so that tells us that we're going to have covalent. Electron configuration is 2-4, chlorine is 2-8-7. So we have 4 valence electrons and we have 7 valence electrons. I actually forgot to look up the ionization energy and electronegativity, but we're going to skip and just go to making the diagrams. So as far as carbon, oh, actually, we already looked those up. That's why I didn't have them again. So ionization energy for chlorine is 1,251 and 3.2, and carbon is 1086 and 2.6. Okay, so again, it kind of makes sense that they're both sort of, that these are both sort of in the middle because it's 4, whereas the chlorine, very attractive for an electron, very difficult to remove an electron. All right, so our rough draft, we've got carbon with 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got chlorine with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you see carbon, you want to think about it being in the middle. And this ends up being very similar to the one that we just did with carbon and hydrogen. Okay, so remember carbon was in the center. It had 4. It needed something on each one of those to give it 8 total. So we put a hydrogen on each one. So it's very similar. So we're going to have our carbon in the center. And then if I were to put a chlorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and share those, then this chlorine has 7 of its own and 1 that it's sharing. So that gives it an 8 total, which is what chlorine needs. So if I do that at each of the spots, then my carbon will have the 4 of its own and the 4 that it's sharing. So here's my chlorine here. So again, 7 of its own, 1 that it's sharing. If I put a chlorine here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 because it's sharing, and then chlorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're sharing. So now the carbon has 4 of its own and 4 that it's sharing, so it has 8 total. The electrons are shared because it's covalent. So carbon in the center, each of those. So anytime that you see something like that where you have something that has 4 valence, a lot of times that's going to be the shape of it. Okay. So our formula is CCl4, and similar to how the other one was, we've got carbon, our prefix is tetra, and then this is chloride. So carbon tetrachloride. Okay. All right, so what I would like for you guys to do now for practice and to finish up for homework if you need, is you're going to turn over to page 11. So this page that has the mixed practice. So mixed practice meaning there's some that are ionic, which remember are metal and nonmetal, and some that are covalent, meaning we have 2 nonmetals, which is what we did today. Okay, so you're going to have to just take a second to figure out which one. So you're going to draw the electron dot for each one so you can see that there's not electron dots. If you have the formula, then you're going to give the name. If you're given the name, then you're going to write the formula after you figure it out. Okay, you're not going to do all of them. Okay, I just had a couple that I picked for you. So you're going to do number 4, which is CF4. So it should look a little similar to ones we've done before. You're going to do number 5. Silver bromide. You're going to do number 7, silicon tetrafluoride, and then number 8, HF. Okay, so you're just doing 4, 5, 7, and 8. So these 2 you'll be giving a name for, these 2 you'll be getting the formula for, all of them you're going to be drawing the electron dot. And again, make sure you remember and pay attention and look, see, is it ionic, where I'm going to draw an arrow and I'm going to end up with positive and negative charges, Or is it going to be covalent where I'm going to circle and they're going to be sharing? Okay? All right, good luck, guys.